Well, I thought I had tight joints before, but all I can say now is, wow. I mean, that is incredible. I mean, I can't say that they're absolutely perfect, but there's so little gap there, it's unbelievable. And I think with some clamps, and I'm not, you don't want to do this, you don't want to pull a joint together, but it is wood and it is going to move even after you cut it. But these joint lines are nice and tight, and also, you know, sighting down the outside of the joints and the inside, beautiful. Let me zoom in on one of these for you here. Let's go with this one right here. I mean, I can't do much better than that, I don't think. Okay, quick update here on where I'm at. I built a solid panel bottom here, and it was slightly thicker than 1/4 inch. So all I did was just run it through my table saw blade, put a little rabbet on there, all 4 sides, so it fits in here nicely. The one thing I haven't taken into account yet is the expansion of the panel. So I need to cut this, I need to cut it a little thinner, recut these rabbets so that this can float a little bit. And when I put it in here, I'll center it up and glue it in right in the center so that it can go both directions this way. The length is fine. So that's where I'm at with that. The other thing is the top. I kind of was all set to drill holes in the sides here. I set my drill press up, and then I had to slow myself down because there's several different ways you could do this. One is just drilling a 1/4 inch through holes here using wooden dowel hinge pins and hinging it that way. The other method that I've thought about was using a steel hinge pin with a bronze bushing, and I really like the feel of that. It's it's really smooth action, and the wearability part of it, it'll never wear out. So I think that's the way I'm going to go. The other thing that this allows you to do is, because this has got that, I've got these bushings with the little lip on them. You can set them into the box side here, and that lip gives you that automatic spacing that I was talking about earlier in my computer mock-up of a 1/16 of an inch, and that's what I want to do all the way around here. So I want that even opening all the way around. So I think I'm going to try this. I'll just show you how this has gone together here. So there's my panel, and there now you can see that little bit of rabbet that I made. So as long as I've got my table saw set up, all I'm going to do is raise the blade about a 1/16 on both sides. Then I'll just hand plane this back to make it a little bit narrower. That's plenty of room for it to move now. Okay, last night, before I called it a day, I carefully marked out the location of the holes on both boards, and it was figured this way. So basically, 3/4 of an inch thickness for the sides, 1/16 inch reveal, and then 3/8 to the center of the 3/4 inch board that I'm gonna, the lid that's gonna be pivoting. So inch and 3/16 from the corner, and then 3/8 down from the top. So I've got that figured here, and then because they're mirror images of each other, and I want these holes to be right on the money, I've got 2 stops set up here, and these things are right there. They're not moving. And I don't want them to move. But there's just like a paper width difference here between the bottom one and the top one. And I don't know if that's because my extrusion is, you know, slightly tipped or what, but I'm going to put this paper shim between the bottom one and the top one, and that brings it right out flush, and that's what I want. So if it causes me problems down the road, I'll find out. Now I'm going to drill this in three-step method here. My pilot hole, which is about probably 3/16 smaller than a quarter. Then this is my quarter, and then this is 7/64. So I'm going to go from this bit to 7/64 to my 1/4 inch bit. You won't have to watch all that, but I will drill this pilot hole here all the way through. Then I'll figure out how I'm going to drill the countersink basically for the bushings. Okay, that went pretty good. I'm happy with where I'm at. Now I got to widen the hole out to 3/8, and I can leave this set up for this one at this, you know, original setup here. And I want to take this 3/8 bit and plunge it down about 1/2 inch, and then we can test fit our bushing here. Well, I'm glad I checked. Because of the taper of that twist bit, I'm at like almost 0.42 420 thousandths, and the depth of this bushing, the full depth is 1/2 inch minus the lip of 1/16. So I think I'm just a little bit shy. So I'm going to give it another little bit of a plunge here to make sure I've got plenty of room. The problem is here, I've got to flip this over and get this relation established here. So I'm going to put my 1/4 inch bit back in. The fence is staying the same because I'm still on that 3/8 center line, but I've got to move my stops here. Okay, so I flipped it over. I'm just going to find that hole right there, and that's where I need my stop to be. So I'm going to bring that one up on the far side here, tighten it down. I'm just a little bit off of where I was before, so I've got to go, I know where I need to go on my scale here. It should be good, but I'll double check it anyway. Yeah, 485. That should be plenty. Yeah, you can see I've got a little gap between the shoulder and the bottom of the bushing. if I can hold it steady. That'll be a good 32nd of an inch. So that's good. Now we'll pray that these holes, when it gets glued up, are going to line up with each other. Now I could just hammer these bushings in there, but I'm going to do it on the safe side here and press them in. I don't want to run the risk of blowing this or splitting this up with a mishit of the hammer, I guess. You know, if you get that thing a little cockeyed way, I'll just press it in nice and gentle here. There we go. So nothing more than a 1/4 inch bolt with a washer on the back side to protect this side here. And that's a nice way to put them in. A lot less stress on you and the wood.